Round of 16, thanks to Christian Romero's late header, as we welcome you along to Golazo Match Night, 48 nations. It's Adam Hunt here in the studio with Marcelo Balboa and Ian Joy. I think you can see the shirt that Marcelo's got on, and he looks a very cool, calm, collected kind of guy, but trust me, he has not been for the last couple of hours. Cello, how are you feeling?
You know, my heart rate's dropping. It's finally dropping a little bit, and no, listen, it was, I think it was tougher than everybody thought it was going to be.
Was it? Was it?
You know what I mean? No, but I'm saying you looked at this game and you hear people talking, oh, Argentina's going to win easy. And Cabo Verde, I mean, they were fantastic today. That's probably the best I've seen them play in this tournament. The way they went toe for toe at times with Argentina. But again, when you have a special player in Messi, he scores a goal, he gets an assist on the Romero goal, on the free on the corner kick, that just dropped my heart rate down a little bit. But everything what we want in around 32.
I know we've said this a few times this World Cup, Ian, but it felt like football was the winner, right? Whatever happened in the game in terms of a result, this was about the occasion.
Yeah, the occasion. I mean, this game was on drugs. This was insane. I mean, this is absolutely insane. This is not good for anyone's heart. It's not good for Cello's heart. I was slightly concerned for Cello at one point here. I was getting really concerned about his health watching this game, watching this Argentinian national side pull out the victory some way, somehow. But I guess that's what champions do, right? You're coming up against a team that looked incredibly fit. I mean, Cabo Verde looked like they could run all night long. They made a couple of mistakes and were punished by an absolute class team, but they also showed great heart and they showed great quality. The equalising goal to make it 2-2 is one of the best goals I think we've seen at this tournament. Absolutely sensational strike. But this was a game for the ages, and it was one, I don't think, necessarily just for this World Cup. We could go through the last 10 generations of World Cups, and this was one of those games where you can think, OK, we're never going to forget this one.
Although they lost it, Cello, do you actually think this was a better performance than we saw in the group stages from Cape Verde? Was this their crowning moment, their best performance at the World Cup?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably the team that challenged them the most. I mean, they went after them. They were having a hard time keeping up in transition with their counterattacks. I think when you look at Argentina, I think when they scored, they kind of backed off the pedal, and Cabo Verde kept going at them. But listen, you're not always going to play great. And we talk about knockout games. When you get to a knockout game, it's about winning. They found a way to win. That wasn't 100% what we used to see in Argentina, controlling, dictating the passes and controlling the tempo of the game. They lost control of the game. And that's where they went back. They got tied up, then they went up, then they got tied again. So it's not a great performance if you look at overall, but I think it was probably their best performance because they got pushed.
Yeah, and I think, and this goes for all sports, great champions don't panic when things aren't going their way. And I think this was a good example of Argentina showing their class. Maybe they're not at the same level as we saw when they won the last World Cup in Qatar, but they are able to just calm down. OK, we conceded a goal. We're back level. We should be beating these guys, but we will eventually get it done.
Yeah, listen, that's the beauty of experience, right? When you've lived moments like that generational team has done, you've experienced it all before. Tests, challenges, big games, big moments, understanding pressure, when you need to step it up. And also, by the way, Argentina finding a way to win the game. Not necessarily just through Lionel Messi. They found a way to win this game. Set-piece goal, obviously Lionel Messi, great delivery into the penalty area, and Christian Romero gets his head to it. I don't think it was necessarily going in. I think the hand probably took it in the back of the net, and it looks like FIFA have changed it to an own goal. But it impressed me that Argentina found a way. I was slightly concerned because Vozinha, the incredible stallion on Instagram right now, he had an unbelievable game, almost as if he had a boxing match with Messi, right? 1v1, everything Messi tried to put at him. There was a challenge from the goalkeeper accepted. And of course, class is inevitable, right? You can't keep it down forever. Eventually, top teams find a way. And that's what world champions do as well, right? Argentina are Argentina for a reason. They're world champions for a reason, and they found a way to get past a team that had this never-say-die attitude. It was beautiful.
Do you think they were surprised, Cello, at quite how much Cape Verde were able to come back? Because I know they got it back level, but I don't think Argentina could ever have thought in their wildest dreams that they would have had to fight that hard to get it done.
No, you know what? When you live up to the moment, and Cabo Verde lived up to the moment, when are you going to see a goal like that from this team? I haven't seen a goal like that all tournament. And when you play above your means, and you have to against Argentina, you get that performance. They're shooting from 30 yards at an angle. He couldn't have put it any tighter in that freaking corner if your life depends on it. You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden you're tied up. So I think games like this, when you're the underdog, makes your game just rise to the level of what Argentina was playing at. And listen, at times they were flying. They were fit. This was a fit team. This was an exciting team. This was a team that I thought were going to come in and have that little bit of that, oh, it's Messi, you know, kind of that effect, and they backed off, and they didn't.
And I think this comment that we've got here, and keep them coming in, by the way, on YouTube. We'll read the best ones out on the show. I'm a fan of Cape Verde now. They play a pure football. Massive well done to these boys. And I think, as I said at the top, they have captured the imagination of the football world, and they're everyone's second team now, aren't they?
Remember that game against Spain, let's not forget the performance from the goalkeeper in that game, but also this performance against the world champions. I mean, you're going up against Argentina, you're going up against Lionel Messi, the story, the history. And for a nation so small, they should be so proud of this occasion. And of course, the goal that they scored, that goal from Sidney Lopez Cabral. We have seen him on our networks, obviously, playing for Benfica this campaign, but this was a moment for the ages, stepping up and scoring a goal like that in the top bin against a goalkeeper like that. And of course, they've had great magical moments throughout this competition. It might just be the story of this FIFA World Cup, Cabo Verde, for what they've done and their supporters. I love the celebration, by the way, going and finding his missus in the stands. That was absolutely
and he
spectacular.
couldn't find her. Couldn't find her.
Where is she?
It's like my missus. When I'm looking for her, she's never there.
I'm not touching the surprise, because you never know with Paraguay beating France. You never know.
Well, Cello is not the only Argentinian fan that we've got here at the network. Of course, we have got Nico Cantor, who has been with plenty of Argentinian fans in New York watching the game. And this is his reaction when the goals were going in. You can see the disappointment. He was basically crying into his bucket hat, I think, every time Cape Verde managed to score a goal. I think this was the reaction. How on earth? How on earth? He's thinking, how on earth can they possibly be getting back into this game? But eventually, they did get the job done. And we can speak live now to Nico Cantor. The bucket hat is still on the head. Nico, a sense of relief like Cello?
Yeah, the bucket hat is still in the head, guys, and the hope is still intact. Yes, a sense of relief, but before we get into it, I do want to take a moment to say congratulations to Cape Verde for the extraordinary match that they played today against the defending world champions, Argentina. Think about the World Cup that they've done as the smallest nation to ever qualify to the World Cup, to get out of a group with two World Cup champions in Spain and Uruguay, and then face Argentina and play the match that they did with intelligence, with decisiveness, with organization. Their road ends today, but like you guys said, I think so many people are now sympathizing with Cabo Verde because they played an extraordinary match, and my nerves are settled. Let's talk football.
Nico, let's talk football. Argentina, they got it done. What did you learn about the national team with this performance tonight and eventually getting that victory?
Yeah, Ian, listen, I think today Argentina showed that they're fallible. The World Cup champions can be beaten. And Cape Verde, I don't know if they showed a blueprint, but playing the way that they did, they perhaps docked a couple of points off the power rankings for Argentina, because in the group stage, Argentina looked like they were flying high. And today, they showed that if you can slow them down, force their hand. They were unable to get out of third gear. Very organized, Cape Verde, forcing Argentina to constantly recycle. And Argentina were rarely completing take-ons, even attempting them, not crossing the ball. But anyway, there was not too many people to cross the ball too. It felt like they needed Messi to come up with, again, a moment of magic. They were bailed out on a couple of corner kicks. So Argentina need to be very introspective if they wish to repeat, which from the very start is extremely difficult to do. But Argentina wobbled today, and they almost fell, but they regained their balance. Let's see how they do against Egypt.
Yeah, but Nico, isn't that a sign of a good team? Because in a World Cup, you can't play 7 good games, 6, 8. You're going to have a bad hiccup. Good teams find a way to win. Argentina went up, they got tied. They went up, they got tied. But they found a way to still get the job done. And I think that's a sign of a champion is still there.
Yes. Without a doubt, Cello, a champion is still there. They are always champions. I think that we've seen Argentina play much better than this. Today they were bogged down, and they couldn't find solutions from open play, which is just a worrying sign. Of course, Cello, first and foremost, it is very important to win and move on. I just remember that even though it was difficult, right, against the Netherlands at the World Cup, Argentina were much better than the Netherlands. And then the 2 goals that took the game to extra time, Argentina were much better than Australia in the round of 16 of the last World Cup, right? They showed their muscles. Today, what was just worrying is that they didn't show their muscles. And again, this is nitpicking Argentina because I think Argentina deserves to be nitpicking because we know what their ceiling could be, especially when you have the best player of all time. So Argentina moves on. It's against Egypt, who are also resolute and have a very difficult spirit to break, and good footballers that could pose a threat. But yes, Cello, without a doubt, sign of a champion is that you win no matter what.
Nico, we've heard your dad was lost for words when he was calling the game on television earlier. And I've watched plenty of his commentaries. He's not often lost for words. Were you equally as speechless as you were watching it?
So I haven't been able to speak with my father. I wasn't speechless. You know, things like this could happen. I was just expecting a little bit more from Argentina. My dad actually texted me during one of the breaks. I forget which, if it was a water break or the full-time break, and he told me, I can't believe it. We've been texting back and forth throughout the entire World Cup, and he had high hopes for Argentina just because of the way that they were playing, right? And the performance today, with all due credit to the way that Cape Verde plays, forced Argentina to play differently, to look for other options, and they couldn't find solutions. And I think that's what was a little bit shocked. But I remained calm, and I had faith that they could figure it out. And their quality, you know, Cuti Romero's an extraordinary center half, and so is Lisandro Martinez, who also assisted the goal for Messi. So it will take just a couple of days for Argentina to reset. And I'm curious to see how they bounce back, how they play against Egypt, right? Obviously, first and foremost is winning, but in Argentina, there's a certain part of the population that always, you know, for them, it's very important, the how.
Argentina live to fight another day. Thanks for joining us, Nico. It looks like you've got a party to go to.
Get back on the dance floor.
Yeah,
your evening.
yeah. Before you let me go, I want to say thank you to Zulan. You guys know Zulan. She went viral during Coachella for her set. She was playing with a Boca Juniors jersey. She actually included my dad in one of her sets. She loves football. She's an Argentine American like me. She invited us to her watch party. It was called Zu Casa, and we were here. I had the privilege of watching the match next to her, and I feel like without knowing her, I knew her because we come from the same culture, and she's mad about football, and we both were suffering together. So it was an awesome watch, and I want to thank her and Nike because this was one hell of an event. And this is going to go for a very long time. I wonder what this would have looked like if Argentina didn't win, but let's just not even entertain that possibility.
We'll see you later.
Yeah, have a great night. Don't do anything that we wouldn't do, Nico.
Su casa, mi casa.
He's gonna have a good time.
I know what Ian can do. Maybe he can give me some tips. I'll invite him over here.
We'll keep those moves off camera. Time for a short break here on Golazo Match Night 48 Nations. We've got plenty more as the Argentinian fans were celebrating with Nico in New York. They take their place in the round of 16 at Cape Verde's expense. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion!
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money. What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to Golazo Match Night 48 Nations. So the World Cup dream is over for Cape Verde, but they've captured the hearts and minds of football fans all over the globe. A tiny island off the coast of West Africa with a population of only just over 500,000. That's the same size as Colorado Springs. All the way through to the knockout stage
we're
of
back
the
to
World
that.
Cup.
We're back to that.
We're back to Colorado Springs, baby. Staring down the giants of our game, and what a performance they produced, not just in this game against Argentina, but in the group stage as well against Spain and Uruguay, recording draws in both of those games to finish second in Group H. And we can speak now to a former Cape Verde player, George Santos, who joins us live on the show now. George, thanks so much for coming on. I know it's ended ultimately in disappointment, but you must be so proud of your country, of what they've achieved at this World Cup.
Definitely. We're all very, very proud of what we've done, you know, and for maybe few minutes, few seconds, we maybe could have a chance to equalize and maybe go to the penalty and win it. But we play against Argentina, the world champion, you know, with some experienced players, and you got the GOAT, Messi, who can make the difference. But very, very, very proud of the boys and the managers and everybody who did this beautiful tournament to make known for everybody on the world.
What does this do? And I'm curious for Cabo Verde, this football, for the country. What does it do? Because you see this wonderful run, this passionate run, the excitement of the fans, running up and seeing your girlfriend, telling her you love her. What is that kind of passion? What's it going to bring back now over the next 4 years before qualifying for the next World Cup?
To be honest, we got that from our parents, grandparents, bring us this resilience, attitude, character, attitude, and fighting for everything. We never give up, and then that's our mentality, our strength we got from the old ones, like we say. And then you know, as you can see the game, we were losing 1-0, come back to 1-1, losing 2-1, come back to 2-2. We nearly come back for a 3-0, and it's only a positive for the next 4 years, and hopefully we get another qualification. And then the fans will be behind us, and I'm sure some of the players, maybe some of them will probably retire, some of the old ones, and then the new kids will come up and play for our country. Hopefully the young ones will do that. So it's amazing for a small country, you know, like you said, 500,000 people, and then one in the world now. So hopefully we'll do it in the next 4 years.
George, this is Ian Joy. It's so great to see you. And for me, this was one of the best stories in the World Cup. It probably is a standout story for a lot of generation of people who've watched the World Cup for decades and decades. We saw performances that stood out. This team never lost a game in 90 minutes at this World Cup, and they were led by this man, Bobista. You know, how do you celebrate him, and what is next for him now going forward with this group?
I think to get a new contract from the federation.
Show me the money.
Yes, you have to, and then back him up, you know, and help him to strengthen the team. I know it's not easy with the sort of money. We are a very small country, but it'd be nice to see the federation to back him up in different ways. I know it's not going to be easy, but the foundation. It's going to have, I'm sure, a couple of weeks off, maybe 3 weeks off to recharge the battery and go back to the positive way to talking to see how we can improve the team in different ways, you know. But what he's done with those players with the last 10 years or maybe 5 years, some of them, has been fantastic, even brilliant. I've got no words. Just very, very, very proud what they've done, you know, as a team, and be proud of to be a Cape Verdean man, you know. And then for my parents, we watched the game all together, and obviously some little tears, you know. The old ones. My dad is nearly 87, my mum 84. So to see the little country in that tournament, can't say anymore. Yeah. So hopefully the federation will back him up again, yeah. And then and I'm sure the players will be motivated again to. We got in the 2 years the African Cup, and then another 2 years the World Cup in Portugal, Spain, and Morocco. So if we go to Portugal, even closer. So hopefully we do that.
Yeah, what a special moment that must have been for you and your family to watch the game and see Cape Verde announce themselves on the world stage. You mentioned AFCON there. That's exactly the question I was going to ask you. Does this change the perspective of Cape Verde when they go into such an important competition as AFCON to really be able to use this success at the World Cup to maybe, well, maybe not necessarily win, but go a long way in that competition?
Oh, definitely. It has to be positive, you know. The first time we participate, we lost in the quarterfinal. Then in 23 we do the same, step by step. And now for the first time in the World Cup, we're nearly done. We only played 4 games. We could have done another 5, but you know, that's the basics. Just step by step, we get better and better. Not getting big-headed. Just enjoy that success. For me, it's still a success despite the loss of the game tonight. But it's a success. And then we, as I said again, Cape Verdean people are very, very proud of what they've done so far, you know. And we're looking forward for the African Cup. It's going to be another competition. It's going to be really, really difficult. As you know, we beat Cameroon to qualify. And then we have another, maybe a strong group again to get another African Cup qualification. So hopefully we can manage to do that. But as I said, my parents, very, very, very proud. My aunties, uncles, and brothers and sisters, very, very, very proud of what they achieved.
Yeah, and you've stayed up late to watch the game. So thanks so much for joining us. We'll let you go there, and we'll speak to you soon here at Golazo Network. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me, guys. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Well done, George.
What a brilliant story. You know, sat with his parents. I mean, can you imagine that moment in the living room, watching that on TV and seeing your team, your nation announce themselves on the world stage like that? Really special.
Yeah.
Comment here, Argentina need to wake up. Egypt is no walk in the park. They're playing Egypt next, probably the best football thus far in this cup. Is there a feeling maybe for Argentina that they've got away with one there and they're going to have to then regroup and say, okay, we need to keep on this road to potentially making the final?
I would think today was a wake-up call. for Argentina because the fact that you almost
because they're going to have to play a lot better than that to win this,
listen,
aren't they?
Egypt's a much more organized team. They're going to attack a little bit better, but I don't know, man. Cape Verde was on a roll. They were moving. They were hitting space. They looked fit. Argentina was cramping up. So I don't think it's everybody always knows because it's Argentina, it's going to be an easy game.
Absolutely.
And it's not true in the World Cup. I mean, every little ounce of one little mistake here, not making a run there, not closing down a player, Martinez, and then that goal comes in that ties the game up. So I think this was a wake-up call for Argentina, for Scaloni, and you can't let this happen. And you've got the game in hand. You've got to keep it controlled. You got to control this game. You got to put the game away. Argentina put the game away today. They let Cape Verde stay in the game, and that is a dangerous team, just like Egypt will be.
But they're no mugs, right? You're going up against a team that got results in 90 minutes against now the second FIFA-ranked team, the third FIFA-ranked team, Uruguay 19th ranked team. They didn't lose in 90 minutes against either of those sides. And then, of course, Saudi Arabia, who are an improving nation as well. This is a proud moment for Cabo Verde. I think very important for Argentina to recognise that you just got to find a way to get through.
And as George said, a proud moment for African football. We can speak to our friend and colleague here at the Golazo Network, Michael Lahoud, who joins us live now. Lahoud, great to see you. What did you make of the performance from Cape Verde? They didn't get it done in the end, but they really did that country proud, didn't they?
Well, it's good to see you guys as always. But for me, this is a celebration of African football. And I'm going to be honest, the last couple of days, the last 48 hours, I've been pretty pissed off. I've been pretty pissed off at Africa. I've been pretty pissed off at African football because what I saw was the team with the smallest population at the World Cup do something that Senegal didn't do something that Cote d'Ivoire was scared to do something that DR Congo almost did against England. And then you go through the rest of the roster. They played with no fear. I've been begging for African countries to finally stand up and not play with fear. And today, it took the team that was given a 1% chance of getting out of the group, going toe-to-toe with the greatest player of all time, Lionel Messi, the reigning World Cup champions, in Africa's 200th game at a World Cup. Took them the distance. This puts some pride back in Africa. This puts some respect back on African football. And finally, I can breathe because, like I said, I've been really disappointed with some of what the big boys have been doing. And what the minnows have done today is show that African is here and they're not going away from this World Cup and the World Cup to come.
Yeah, I don't think we ever thought they were going away, but I'm curious because you keep saying they were scared to do this. They were scared of that. Why would a Cote d'Ivoire, why would a Senegal, what are they scared of? They've got some wonderful players. They're electric, they're fast, they're strong, they're good in the air, they're good with technically. So what scares them that they don't finish out a game? Because it seems like it's always those last 15 minutes where they just seem to fall apart a little bit.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be honest, and this is the sort of conversation that is the reason why I'm pissed off, because that narrative is something that's earned. And going into the World Cup, I was thinking African football was doing a good job. When you get 90% of the teams coming out of the group stage, you celebrate that. But I want more from African football. I want them to push the envelope. And that narrative about concentration or lack thereof is something that needs to change. For me, Cello, to answer your question, there's a sense of an inferiority complex that exists amongst African players and coaches alike. Because if you're a Senegal, which, mind you, Senegal is now the embarrassment of Africa. The actual Africa Cup of Nations champions are the actual embarrassment of African football at this World Cup. And there's nothing no one can say to debate me on that, because the scoreline of being up 2-0 and giving up that result backs that up. And the fact that they might sack their manager in Pap Thiaw backs that up as well. For me, it's the timing of making proactive subs that Bubista did today that I didn't see the likes of Sebastian Desabre do when DR Congo had the English national team, the Three Lions, there for the taking. Yes, you're going to sit and absorb. You're going to go be under pressure, but you have to be proactive. Cabo Verde played to win the game. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, of when you have quality managers, when you have managers that have no fear, like a Bubista, who took over in 2020. And I'm going to remind you something, because I was watching this Cabo Verde side well before 2020. I almost made my debut against them in 2013. So I've been watching them for a decade plus. And what struck me was that Bubista, when he took over, in his press conference, he said that there are three things he was looking to do at Cabo Verde. One, his team was going to be one of resilience. We saw that today. A team that worked hard, a team that was united. But the biggest thing he said that was so different from your Senegals, from your Cameroons, who's not at this World Cup, from your Nigerias, you can go through the list. He said, we will be a team that plays with no fear. And today, going into this World Cup match against Argentina, you didn't see them back down one bit. Argentina goes up a goal. They come back stronger. And at the very end, it was Argentina and Argentine players who were breathing out of their backside. The smallest country in this World Cup had the reigning World Cup champions on the ropes. And you can say they didn't get the result done, but this is much bigger than that. This was about restoring a sense of actual pride back on African football. And today, I'm proud to say that I'm African. And also, I became a Capo Verde fan with what I saw today. They were excellent.
There you go. Well
you don't sound proud,
he was fired up. He was fired up there.
I'm fired up, baby. I'm fired up. I want more.
Can you get us a jersey? I want a jersy now.
I want to see.
Let me call Bubista on mine too.
Thank you,
let me
please.
Get hold on.
Bring that jersey into the network tomorrow. I want to see it in person. Lahoud, great stuff. Thank you very much. Time for a short break here on Golazo Match Night, 48 nations. And this was our reaction as we watched the goal go in. Ian can't believe it. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
I look crazy. It's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money. What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to Golazo Match Night, 48 nations. Attention now turns to Kansas City in the third game of the day. Could we possibly get as much entertainment as we just saw between Cape Verde and Argentina? We can hope so. Colombia against Ghana in Kansas City. It has been a wonderful World Cup so far for Colombia. And guys, when it comes to the level we've seen from Colombia compared to the rest of the teams, how would you rank them, I'm going to come to the guy with the Argentinian shirt on there for the impartial view.
Where's my Colombian friend? Where'd he go today? No, listen, I think when you talk about Colombia, you talk about that team that just hasn't been able to get over that little hill. You know what I mean? They're getting to Copa Americas, they're getting to the finals, but they're missing that one hump. You know what I mean? And that's getting into the next round, getting to a quarterfinal, getting to a semifinal. And listen, the players they have, they can do it. You can see here the dark horses, they're 2-1-0. Goals for, goals against 4-1. So listen, this is a team that I feel is playing very good football right now and could be that dark horse. I told you who I didn't want to face. Argentina doesn't want to face who? Colombia, because of the issues they've had against each other. They've been such close games, going into penalties. That would be, if Colombia can get there, that would be a very interesting game.
Ian, have they proved themselves to be better than people thought before the World Cup, do you think?
Well, you're asking the wrong person, because I'm not completely convinced just yet. I still think there needs to be more to come from this group. Defensively, they've impressed me. They've only conceded one goal, right? And consecutive clean sheets, back-to-back, obviously, against Portugal is impressive. But I do think that there's more to come from them offensively. I want to see a bit more from Lucho Diaz in particular. He's had a fantastic season playing at Bayern Munich, and I haven't seen that ferocity from him, that aggression from him enough so far this competition.
But he has been one of the best players along with Nunez.
Absolutely.
And we'll go right into the line of Vargas in goal. I mean, when you look at this group, Mejia over there, Lucio, Sanchez. I mean, Munoz here has been fantastic, getting up and down the wing. He's been great. Puerta is a guy who will float to the outside. James will drop into here. He's going to be finding the ball. He's going to be floating around. Arias is another fantastic player along with Diaz, the combination there. Cordova is a strong player, quick. And when you look at this team, they've played good football. You know what I mean? They've played good football, but I think tonight will be an interesting test for them because it's a different type of team that they haven't faced yet.
Absolutely.
Who's the key player for you here in their lineup?
I'm going to go with James Rodriguez.
I thought you were going to say
that was for the golf club earlier when Argentina won.
Clap him in.
Listen, he's been the guy that's been pulling the strings for years. You know, he went to León, my club team in Mexico. He struggled a little bit. He came to Minnesota United. They decided not to keep him. So this is a guy, if he's plugged in and he's there for 90 minutes, James Rodriguez can pull the strings, can lead this team deep in this tournament.
He doesn't do it on club level, but he does it on the national team level.
It's funny you've said that, Ian, because that's exactly the question I was going to ask. What is it he's doing for Colombia that he can't do for the club teams he's playing for? What's changed?
Say it.
I mean, listen, effort, passion, drive, motivation. I mean, playing for Colombia is just so special for him, obviously, and for his family. He's representing a country. He's representing his people, his family. Every single time you pull on that jersey, as Cello can tell you at a World Cup, there's nothing like it. And, of course, when the FIFA World Cup 2014 came around, he had an exceptional campaign, obviously, scoring a barrel load of goals, which got him some big moves in his career, made him a lot of money, but actually put him on another pedestal in superstardom. I think he struggled sometimes with that superstardom when he went to certain clubs. At Bayern Munich was where I watched him the most. He struggled. He just couldn't handle it, and he couldn't handle the consistency. He got injuries, and I think sometimes mentally, it's much more difficult to get yourself motivated playing for your club team. Cello, you know this more than anyone.
I'll say this about him. Colombia plays around him. Colombia defends for him. Colombia runs for him. They don't do that at the club level.
Yeah.
He's huge. This is Valderrama. This was the next Valderrama that we saw. When he plays for his country, everybody runs for him. Everybody drops back for him. They help him. When you go to a club, they kind of almost, in Minnesota, they kind of left him alone. Do your thing. And if you don't run back, that's your job. You should be running here. In Colombia, it's completely different, the way they play for him.
Do you know what, though, Cello? Real quickly, sorry, Adam, to interrupt. You're going up now against a Ghana side that's sitting a low block. And that's going to ask a lot of questions of James Rodriguez if he still has that wand, that magical brain.
And here is said low block, Ian, the starting lineup for Carlos Queiroz.
Yeah, listen, Carlos Queiroz, obviously, he's a master when it comes to the FIFA World Cup. I think it's his 5th edition at a World Cup now. And he's someone who actually loves to play this defensive structure. 36% possession of the ball is the average they've had throughout the World Cup so far. Obviously, defensively solid. They have a midfield that works. But what has impressed me most about this formation and this team is Semenyo, Ayew and Williams, experienced players, and Semenyo, one of the most talented players we've seen in the Premier League this past season, he has them working defensively. And it's incredible to me that you're able to do that. Ayew picking up his 100th appearance. Obviously, Williams is an impactful player. But they come back defensively more than I've ever seen them do so in their club team. It's easier to do that when you have a full-back position that sits and centre-backs that pull Partey right in front, who's been pretty impressive considering what he's gone through off the field. This is still an incredibly talented team offensively because Semenyo right now, if you look at him, he's my player to watch, by the way. Semenyo right now is a player that has not really offered much offensively in this World Cup. He's been asked to do a lot of things defensively. He hasn't had a shot on target yet. He scored 17 goals in the Premier League. He took 83 shots in the Premier League. He's taken 3 shots so far in this World Cup, not 1 on target. Now, to me, that's defensive-minded, but I want to see more from him. If they're going to go through the knockout stages, you need players like this to really be offensive. In the England game,
he was tracking back like a defender, not an attacker.
It's amazing. The Kyrgios does that, though, right? I mean, the coach has really got them wired.
Yeah. Listen, I think this team is very good. I don't like sometimes tactically the way they play, but that's a coach's decision. But sometimes in Spanish, they say, la camisa te pesa. I mean, the shirt weighs on you. Your national team shirt weighs on you. I think there's so much pressure on him that the shirt weighs on him right now. He has to find a way to take some of that pressure off himself, a goal, a good game, being a little bit more offensive-minded, being more positive with his passing. I think if he can do that, then the shirt doesn't weigh as much. But sometimes you see guys, when they put on that national team shirt, it weighs down. It weighs them.
They're a problem. They are a problem for Colombia.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Thanks, guys. All eyes on Kansas City for this game. Colombia against Ghana.
You scared me. Oh, my God.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies.